So today is a very, very, very special day. As you can see, my beauties have turned 6 months old. 6 months. Let's get into them. So I have like this little puff going on right here. It's like a puff. It kind of looks like a half up, half down, but it's mostly a puff. And this is my bang. I love my bangs so much. I'm probably gonna cry when my bangs grow out because I do not want to cut them. I do want to keep my bangs. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know I can make faux bangs, but yeah. This is my hair. 6 months in, as you can see. Does my hair look like locks now? Is it starting to actually look like locks? What? Oh my god, they're starting to separate. That's the first thing that I noticed with my hair. I think around now, which is 6 months, I have actually fell in love with my hair. Can't look at my hair. Look at my hair. Look at my hair. I am literally obsessed. Okay, I'm obsessed. I love my hair so much. So I got my locks installed on May 6th of this year, 2025. And what is this? November. So now I'm 6 months in. But a little disclaimer. When I got my locks installed on May 6th, I did not have this amount of locks in my head. I started off with 280 locks in my head, and I now have 492 locks. No, 493 locks in my head. So I have added over 200 locks in my head since my install, and I did that because basically when I sat down in the chair and got my install, I was like, okay, 240 locks would be a good size for me because I had traditional locks. I had 120 traditional locks, and I thought if I double my lock count, it would give me this look. Like, I knew that I wanted smaller locks, but I didn't know exactly how small I wanted them. And I don't want to say completely distinguish your lock size off of lock count, because lock count looks different on everybody. It's so many things that can contribute to how your locks look. There is head size, hair density, parting size, hair texture, lock count. Like, it's so many things. Like, two people can have 400 locks and they have two different head sizes, two different hair textures. One person's parts is like bigger, the other person's parts is smaller. What else did I say? Density? I don't know, but it's so many things that can contribute to the way your locks look. So what I basically did is, with my locks, my original install, I'll put a picture here. I had my grid, which I still do. I basically took every single lock in my head. I unraveled them because when I started out with my locks, I had braided roots and twisted all the way down. What I did, I went through each and every lock. I started from the back and just skipped around, made my way up to the front, whatever. And I took every lock, unraveled it, and made it into 2 locks. So that took me from 280 to 493 right now. Y'all, my parts are so small. Like, I have super, super small locks, but I'm hoping that they are the size that I desire. Like, I have some, of course, lock inspirations, and of course I'm my own lock inspiration. I really had to look at my install and realize this is not what I want. When I got my install, it took 2 days, and I think it was a total of 11 hours out of the 2 days. We did like 5 hours and then what? 6 hours, or it was 6 hours and then 5 hours. It was something like that. But yeah, and my hair has changed a lot, mostly because of the lock increase. So when I got my locks installed in May, I think around June, once I hit my first month, I realized that I wanted my locks to be smaller. I was basically just examining my own hair and my head, and I was like, I'm not liking this size. My parts were bigger, my locks were thicker, and they look like mini twists. My locks are so small now, they give the appearance that I kind of have loose natural hair. If you really look closely, you can tell that they're locks, but a lot of people cannot tell. They think that my hair is still loose, natural. And a lot of people are asking me like, what am I putting in my hair for like the curl definition? But this is literally just my natural curl pattern. There is nothing at all. I only put a curling product after my retie because I wash my hair and then I braid and band it and my hair gets frizzy, so I put some curling product in, but I only do that when I get my retie. So I have been getting reties every 5 weeks. That is my schedule. I go every 5 weeks and it is perfect for me. My loctician recommended 5 weeks for my sister and I based off of our hair. And if you have a lot of locks like I do, if you have tiny locks, it is best for you to go more frequently. I feel like if your locks, your micro locks are bigger, if you have like in the 300 and 200 lock count range, you can get away with going every 6 to 8 weeks because they're bigger. But with smaller locks, if you have like 4, 5, or 500 plus locks, your locks are a lot smaller like this. Your parts are a lot smaller. And if you go a long time without that retie, your hair, your grid is going to be non-existent. And I have a grid, but I don't have like a perfect grid because I went through myself and split each and every lock. So my hair is probably not lined up in like a perfect grid. I really don't know what it looks like. Like I have a grid as far as this, and like I have parts, and like I made sure I have a middle part going down and like here to here. But other than that, I don't really know. I mean, I don't really care about having a super crisp grid, which I do, but I don't. But yes. So, like I was saying, I braid and band my hair. So with Microlocs and Sister Locks, you want to braid and band your hair if you are looking for your locks to be very uniform. My goal is to have my locks uniformed, and so far I have been doing a very good job. So braiding and banding is basically leaving room at the roots, and then you braid your hair, and then at the end you take like a hair tie, fold it over, put the hair tie here. All this is braided, but then your roots is not braided. So you wash your hair, you stick your fingers through, and you go like this. So what this does is this helps your hair from swelling a lot. And when your locks swell, that creates them to be like different sizes and bigger, and it can also cause bunching in your hair. If you're looking for your locks to be really uniformed and like all around the same size, please braid and band. And you have to braid and band your hair at least the very first year. I would say at least a year and a half, just to make sure. But I know a lot of people who have mature locks, they still braid and band their hair till this day. But yes, I might be one of those persons that continue to braid and band my hair even after it's like well matured, because I don't know. But I love my locks. I'm gonna take them down at the end and show y'all what it looks like. But it's just crazy. They are so low maintenance. The only time that you really have to do anything to your hair is when you get your reties. And the reties are not bad. My very first retie, it was a little bit longer with my loctician that installed my hair. It was about 10 hours. And my sister and I, we didn't know anything. We waited 10 weeks to get our first retie, and it took 10 hours for me and like 11.5 hours for her because her hair is thick. So we have a lot of locks, and we want to stick with our 5-week maintenance routine because somebody said consistent maintenance equals consistent locks. So if you ever seen somebody with like very, very uniform locks, that's probably because they're braiding and banding and they are staying on top of your reties. Please do not skip your reties. I have not skipped any reties, and I don't plan to skip any reties because it is going to be horrible for you. Either if you're self-maintaining it yourself, if you are doing your own reties, or even if somebody else is doing it for you. With micro locks and sister locks, especially the smaller they are and the more you have, your reties take a lot longer with smaller and more locks. So if you go like within a good time frame, like every 4 to 6 weeks, or maybe 6 to 8 weeks if they're a little bigger, stay on top of your routine because without allowing so much hair to grow out, it minimizes the time that you get your reties. Right now my reties only take 4 hours, maybe like 4 hours and 10-15 minutes, somewhere around that time frame, but it takes 4 hours. My loctician now, when she first did our hair, it took about 5 hours and then 6 hours for my sister. Now my sister is like 4.5 hours and mine is like a little over 4 hours. So yeah, 4 hours is not really bad, and it's really good because our hair grows out. Let's see. So right now I can feel where the last interlock was. Can you see? So this is the root, and this is, I can put a whole finger. My hair just grows fast. This is how much from here to here, right here, is how much my hair has grown. And I will put how many weeks it's been since I got a retie. It's probably been about going on 4 weeks. So it's been about 3 weeks since my retie, and my hair has already grown 1 inch. Like it's 1.5 inches. I can feel right here. This is where the interlock is, and this is my original 2-strand twist. You can literally see that all of this is interlocked, and your finger right here, your pointer finger, if you bend it, it's probably about 1 inch. So as you can see, it's like 1.5 inches. So ever since I got my install in May and it's November, in 6 months my hair has grown 1.5 inches, which is crazy. So probably a few more reties, I'll have 2 more inches, and I'm gonna insert a picture or video here of what my hair looked like. And again, my hair looks different here because I had less locks. So you're going to see my hair grow, and you're going to see my hair get fuller. So that's another thing. Like, I combed out my locks because I wanted my hair to be full. Like, I really wanted my hair to be full. Looking back at my traditional locks right here, see my traditional locks, the whole reason I combed out my locks is because my locks were pretty. I did not comb out my locks because they were ugly or I didn't like them or something like that. I literally combed out my locks because I wanted smaller locks because they give fullness. Like, I really want my hair to be full, and I have medium, very average medium density hair. My hair is not fine, and my hair is not like super high density or thick. Both of my sisters have like very high density hair. My hair is like somewhere in the middle as far as like just an average in general of like hair densities, which I think my hair is very average. A lot of people say it's thick, which it is thick, but I see my sister's hair and like their hair is like really thick. But I have these 2 on the side. I love these 2. These are like my 2 favorite locks, and Out of all the locks in my head, I can only identify one original lock that I had from my original install, which is this one. This one has not been touched at all. I never split this lock. This is literally has been in my head since my install in May. And I can tell just because of how the end is. Like, do you see it? And the rest are like really curly. This lock used to be the biggest lock in my head. I mean, this lock used to be the smallest lock in my head. It literally used to stand out because all of my locks were so much bigger than this lock, but now it blends in perfectly, besides like this long little piece because it's like literally twisted down to the very end. But I can like go like this and like try to curl it, but you see how it blends in? Like, let me find it again. Okay, so you see how they all are the same size now? Around the same size. And I probably can find a video where this one used to stand out, but my locks are so tiny. I love them like this. I really, really do. See how long it is? Let's pull. See, I have shrinkage. My hair actually stops like right here. And my bangs are longer too, but I don't want to pull them because I don't want them to hang over my eyes. See? I'm stretching them. I do want to discuss really quickly the reason I decided to comb out my locks. I briefly told you guys that I combed them out because of the volume. So when I had my traditional locks, this is my third set of locks, y'all. I originally got my first locks on March 9th of 2021. I had 51 locks and I had those for 7 months. I combed those out on October 23rd, 2021, and I got 120 locks installed. So these two sets of locks, March of 2021 and October of 2021, 51 locks and 120 locks. Both of these sets were traditional locks, but I got them installed with the instant lock method. I'm going to show you the first set of locks here. This is what they look like. This is my grid. It was 51 of them and I got them installed. And probably about around month 6 of having these, maybe 5, I was like, my locks are thick, because locks over time, they get thicker and they get bigger. I think I liked them when I first got them installed, but then I realized, I was like, whoa, like this isn't the look that I'm going for. Combed those out, got 120 installed, and I was like, yeah, if I take 51 locks and I double them, that's gonna give me the look. So that's what I told my loctician at the time. I was like, I have 51, can you double them and give me like over 100? And I was going for 120, and I think I actually ended up with 122, but I ended up having 120 like in the end. But yeah, she gave me exactly what I wanted, like right on the nose, 122 or 120 locks. And they were small. As you can see, look at these locks here. The grid was a lot smaller. I had more locks. I was like, oh yeah, they're full. But around the second year of me having these locks, I have been fighting the urge so bad. I've wanted to comb out my second set of traditional locks so bad, but my locks had got to a point where they were actually so long and so pretty. My locks were so long and pretty. Here you are. Here's a picture or a video. I loved my locks, but the only thing that I realized was, like, with smaller locks, and this is no bash to traditional locks because I've had traditional locks myself. I've had 2 sets of traditional locks, but traditional locks are just not as flexible as micro locks. Yes, you can do a lot of versatile styles on them, but with micro locks, it's like these styles are endless and endless and endless, and the look and the overall appearance, it just gives a different appearance that I was going for, and I love them. They were pretty. Like, I just like this cute little small dainty look. I like the fullness. And what happened is with my traditional locks, when you're in the fuzzy frizzy stage, your hair is very full looking because it's fuzzy. So when your hair finally drops and you can see your actual locks, like when my locks matured around like 2.5 years, yeah, I was like, okay, where's the volume? Like 120 locks is a lot, but it's not a lot of locks that I was looking for. So when I would wear like half up, half downs and pigtails and ponytails, I was like, whoa, I wish my ponytail had more locks. I wish my half up, half down had more locks. Like, I would have locks up here and some hanging, but you know, with traditional locks, they're a lot thicker. So do you see like how full and voluminous my locks look because there's a lot? But my traditional locks, I would probably have like maybe 20 in the front or like 30. I will pull these out and make a bang, and like it'll be just like a big chunky bang of locks. And I have all of these small little locks that make my hair look so full. Like, I have 493 locks, and I could go higher if I want and make them smaller. But I love them. Let me turn around again, because I don't know if y'all really got a good look. And I'll take this down at the end and show y'all some more. But yep, that's pretty much the reason I combed out my traditional locks. I was going for volume and fullness, and micro locks and sister locks, the volume and fullness that you get, like the more locks you have, the more styles that you can do. And the styles, they just look different. Oh my God, especially with curling them. When you curl them, it looks so much more different. And I like the micro locks look because, even sister locks, but with teeny tiny locks in general, because sister locks are a form of micro locks. I'll get into that in another video. But with small locks, you can have the best of both worlds. I know a lot of people say small traditional locks. Small traditional locks are small locks, but they still look like traditional locks. Like, once you get into that 200 or 250 lock count, then they start to become micro size lock, and they start to look like loose natural hair. Like, I wanted my locks so small that they give me the appearance of loose natural hair. So this is for you girlies who want to lock your hair, but you think that you're going to miss your loose natural hair. Micro locks or sister locks, it is literally the best of both worlds. Like, you can still have the appearance of having loose natural hair even after your locks fully lock. Like, it's going to, micro locks and sister locks is like the closest thing to your loose natural hair because they're so small. Like, of course, it's not a single individual strand of hair, but it's close. And because they're so small and so many, it just makes you feel like you have loose natural hair. But guess what? You don't have to comb it. You don't really have to brush it. You don't have to detangle it. You don't have to use all of these products and endless long wash day routines. Like, it is, I don't do anything to my hair. Like, of course I wash it and use some shampoo and conditioner and oil, but that is literally all that I put in my hair besides that curling product once every 5 weeks when I get my retie. That's it. So I am just happy because this is something that I always wanted to do. I remember telling everyone, like, I want to comb out my locks, I want to go smaller, and everybody was like, but your hair is so long, it's so pretty, it's so beautiful. I know that, but it can be long and pretty and beautiful with a smaller, fuller set. So I had to just listen to myself. I cried. I literally cried, y'all. I sat in the mirror, looked at my traditional locks, and I said, I don't like my hair. I like how pretty they are, but I don't like this, because I told myself, if I sit here with this set of locks and just let them grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and get longer, like, what is the point of combing them out? I told myself to go ahead and comb them out and start over, because the longer I wait, the longer it was going to be harder to change my mind to get micro locks. So if you are thinking about locks, if you are thinking about getting micro locks, sister locks, or even traditional locks, lock your hair. You don't have to get micro locks just because I like micro locks, and I'm like, I will forever vouch for micro locks. But yeah, you can get whatever type of locks you like. Get the locks that best suit your lifestyle. If it's traditional, sister locks, micro locks, like, think about if you're going to self-maintain them yourself. Like, if you're doing that, you may want to think about which locks are going to work for you. I know a lot of people do self-retie their micro locks and sister locks and even their traditional locks. But yeah, I just suggest micro locks if you want a lot of versatility and flexibility and endless styles, and you're still attached to your loose natural hair. But I love my hair. I do. I love it so much, and I feel like I have a small head and they fit me a lot better. Like, they're just so cute and little and dainty. Oh my god. But okay, I'm gonna take this bow out, and I'm finally gonna take them down for y'all so that you can see what they look like. And every time I take my hair out, it does look weird because it's always formed to like a ponytail or whatever I was wearing. Yep, see how cute they are. All right, let me turn around and let y'all see. And this is my little, I have a few locks that are gray. I think like this bunch here, maybe a few more, but this is like my gray patch of locks, and it gives me like a little skunk stripe. Can you see it? Oh, you can see it. You see it? So let me turn around. Can you see how small they are? This is my grid. So if you don't worry about how many locks I have, because my lock count is going to look different on you. You may have a bigger head or a smaller head, or you may have a different hair texture, or your hair density is different from mine. So just go based off of your head. I had to basically see for myself. When I got those 280 locks installed on my head, I was like, okay, 280 doesn't work for me to give me the desired look. So what I did, I got into the mirror and I split my locks until they got the size that I wanted them. So I suggest get you some test locks. Like if you don't have any locks right now, you have loose hair, get you some test locks and test out the size of the locks in your head before you get a full install like I did. Because when we got my when we did my install, she started in the back and we probably redid it about 5 times, and then we finally were like, okay, I'm gonna show you right here how big they were when I ended up with that 280 lock count. So that is how big they were. Look at the squares, look at the blocks, look at the parting. Now look at my hair. Can you see how little and tiny they are now. Look how small they are. Let me pull one out. So I picked this lock size based off of my head. I went in the mirror and I just started splitting my hair and picking my lock size, because if you just pick a lock size and be like, oh yeah, that's good, like I did, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna love this. When we got section by section, because I think I had 10 sections of hair that she worked in to install the Microlocs, we went through each section and I was like, okay, I'm loving it. Like the 2 days that I had it, the first day I had like 100 and something locks, like with half of my head, and then she finished off and I had 280. But once the install was complete, I was like, this isn't full enough. It wasn't giving me the full appearance. Like 280 locks was not full enough for me. The locks were kind of still chunky and big. So please pick your lock size based off of your hair. If you see somebody with thicker or smaller locks, go off of your head. Take your hair and test out the lock size on your head. Don't worry about the lock count. Okay, so before I end out this video, I just want to show y'all this. So lock size does not equal lock count. Lock size is determined based off of your parting size. It's off of your grid, how big the base of your lock is. So your locks are going to be the size that your base is. So can you see? Do you see how big these are? Look how they're small. And then over here, can you see my grid? Look how little they are. This is how little they are. So your lock size is based off of this. So what this is a Microloc sizing tool. So when I sat in that chair, I think I picked a 5/6 or maybe a 1/4, somewhere along that line. Now I don't even know. I don't think I chose my lock size anymore off of this, but I would say my locks are probably around here, somewhere between here and they're not exactly this, because this is very small and I know they're not this small, but I think maybe they're a size in between this. So if you can see this and this, they're probably a size in between. But like I said, my loctician, she free parted my hair the very first time. So I went through her free parts and I split those free parts to get these. So screenshot or take a picture of this. You can find this on Amazon. It's just a Microloc sizing tool. If you want to get Microlocs, this is what you want to go based off of. This is going to pick your lock size. Don't worry about somebody lock count. As you can see, look at the base of my hair. See, they are not, I don't know. I'll probably do this in another video. I got too many locks, y'all. Do you see this? I don't know. We'll do this in the next video and figure out what's the closest size. But if you want really perfect and like persistent parts, if you want big Microlocs, like where you can put your finger through, this is a 1/2, and look at this. This is a 3/8. So this right here is what you use to part it. But this is showing you how small the base of your locks is going to be. And the base of the locks, like I was saying, is this. Do you see the little square that my hair is in? That determines your lock size. The square. It's not how many locks is in someone's head, it's their parting size. So when you are thinking about getting Microlocs or sister locks, pick your size based off of this, or find something similar, or do your tester locks. I know at sister locks they do test locks, but yeah, So that's what I suggest. If you don't want to end up like me going through different sets of locks just to realize that I wanted my tiny micro lock size locks, go ahead, get you a micro lock sizing tool, or just test out your traditional locks with your coils and your 2-strand twist. With traditional locks, your lock size is based off of the square as well. So like, even let's say like this is a, I don't know, well, traditional locks grid is going to be a lot bigger because these are micro locks, but your traditional locks are based off of the size of your parting. So think about when you get braids, like you ever got box braids, you can get box braids like small, medium, or large, and it's based off of the parting. So same thing with micro locks and sister locks, because micro locks, sister locks are a type of micro locks. But yes, pick your lock size based off of this. And I will leave this down in the description box for anyone who does want to order it. And yep, that will pretty much be it for my 6-month update. I guess in my next video, we will play around with this and we will figure out like what size that my parting size is, because yeah, but just because you get the same parting size doesn't mean our head size is the same and our hair density is same, and our hair texture is not going to be the same, because hair texture has a lot to do with the overall appearance of how someone locks look. Like you can have very loose curly hair, or you can have like kinky coily hair, and that shows the appearance of how your locks are. Also, the rotation that you use for micro locks, there's a 2, 3, and 4 point rotation. The rotation that you use to maintain and to interlock your hair has an overall effect on how your locks are going to look in the future. Yeah, there's different ways, there's different rotations that you can use to give your locks like different appearances, and I use a 4 point rotation for anybody who is wondering. But all right, that is pretty much going to be for this video. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in my next one, Pixies. Bye.